Hi, welcome to Chrissy Cooking at Home. Now I'm going to do a YouTuber's canning recipe for chicken paprikash, chicken paprika, however you want to pronounce it. I will put the link to her video, which has her recipe, in the box. So I've started with getting my pressure canner up to a simmer with water per manual instructions. I have in my big red stock pot chicken broth. I'm doing trying to do half her batch. According to her video, she got about 7 quarts. I'm going to try to do 4 quarts. Kind of. So, went ahead earlier and I prepped cut onions and bell peppers to put in the jars. Just gonna mix this together. Should have done this earlier. So, then in another bowl, I prepped and cut chicken breasts, skinless. And we're going to divide it evenly among the jars. So, first, in the pot, we have our chicken broth. Again, her instructions are double what I'm doing. So I only have 5 pounds of chicken, 1 onion, 1 bell pepper, 15-ounce can of tomatoes. I'm actually doubling that. I like lots of tomatoes, so I'm doing 2. 6 cups of broth. I'm going to do 7 cloves of garlic, more like 8. I'm going to try and do 2 in each jar. Half a tablespoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon garlic powder, half a teaspoon of kosher salt, and then 4 tablespoons of sweet paprika. That's what's in here. All my herbs, or my seasonings, the paprika, the onion powder, the garlic powder. Into the pot it goes. Then just go ahead and add tomatoes. I'll rinse those later. Okay. Then take our spoon. Give it a little stir. Let that come up to a simmer. We're going to raw pack our chicken in our jars. Okay. I'm kind of guessing. Her recipe specifically said 1.5 pounds of chicken per jar. Loosely dropping it in there, I'm aiming for half a jar. Roughly. So I'm going to use this entire almost 5-pound package of fresh chicken breast. I have 4 jars. You can't see the 4th jar. I think we can use a little more in this one. Okay. That's all our chicken. Wash hands. Hand. I only touch chicken with 1 hand. This is a Hungarian dish. I have always loved chicken paprikash. But to can it is really cool to me. So, I mix together my onions and my peppers. You can't see it over my jars of chicken here. But in my bowl, I'm going to divvy it up. That's a little much. My onion was really, really big. Sam's Club onion. So I may have too much onion. It's okay. Freeze it, save it for something else. Maybe I'll dehydrate it. We'll see what happens. Okay. I'm just going to put this back here. I'm going to try and squish this down a little bit. Not real hard. Because we're going to debubble later anyways. Debubble with the debubbler. Okay, now garlic. I'm using a garlic press, just pressing it right into the jar, even though there's garlic powder in the broth that I'm bringing to simmer. I liked that she put garlic in each jar. Again, watch her videos. She's awesome. I love watching her videos. And I have loved every single one of her recipes we have tried. So I just went to her website because she linked it and printed the recipe so I could prep for this video. Hands are getting tired. Busy day. Trying really hard not to have my garlic press touch the jar, but a little shaky. Okay, so in the sink for me to wash later. Now, all our jars are ready for broth. We have our debubbler, we have our ladle, and I have a clean funnel. Not that I need a clean funnel, because it's all going to get pressure canned. Alright. Simmering beautifully. You will see the broth as I put it in. These are brand new jars with brand new lids and rings. That has a handy little hook. We're going to bubble. We're going to get that broth down in there. And she says to leave a 1-inch headspace. Headspace, very important. I am not a master canner. I'm not a pro. I am learning as I go. Okay, that is not 1 inch. The debubbler has a measuring side. You got the bubbling side and then the measuring side. And we're just gonna, yeah, we're not there yet. Close. Really close. And we're there. Alright. On to the next jar. Ooh, build that party a little full. I know, funnel's still in. I gotta debubble before I remove that funnel. Or we're gonna have broth and tomatoes all over my mat. Okay. Now I'll take out the funnel. Now I believe we have too much. I need to debubble this one more time. Okay. We are a 1/4 inch over. So what I have found, I just take my gravy ladle, gently go in, move a little. Are we still at 1? No, because I debubbled again. Now we're at 1. Now we're at 1. Okay. This broth smells amazing, but I love paprika. Sweet and smoked. Paprika is just awesome sauce. Okay, everybody join the party. Debubble, 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 debubble. We don't want bubbles. I forget exactly why. I think it has something to do with the sealing. The proper amount. Get down in there. I don't like you floating up to the top. Yeah, still. Okay, so this is 1 inch. We have 1 jar left that you can't see that's off camera. And then we're going to clean our rims and get it in the simmering pressure canner. We got to get that pressure canner warmed up. We did raw pack the chicken and the veggies, but we're putting in a hot broth. So to not shock the jars, I've learned, you got to put it in a simmering. Get in there. Perfect. I'm getting pretty good. All right. That's garbage. Garlic peels. Done with that. Hot. We're going to take a clean piece of paper towel into a bowl of distilled white vinegar with 5% acidity. We're going to wipe the top of any broth, seasonings, debris, so that way our lids have nothing, finger tight, nothing blocking. We're going to fold this over. The seal to connect with the jar, because you want it to seal. The whole point, preserve, finger tight. Preserve the food, not waste the food. And for me, this saves on freezer space. I only have my little refrigerator freezer, and I like having treats in there. Finger tight. Do not crank it on. We're just going to get it in there. Paprika everywhere. One more time around. Okay. Finger tight. Okay, now into the party. We're going to the party in the pressure canner. Now I got my pressure canner from Facebook Marketplace. Got it from a little old lady that was just done canning. She bought it new. She did not tell me when she bought it. When I was looking up for this particular model, oy vey, it is older than I. So, okay. I'm going to put the lid on, get it going. Hopefully we don't have any seepage, and hopefully it all goes well. Fingers crossed. I will link it. Her instructions are for quarts. We want to pressure can for 90 minutes. We gotta get it up to pressure, let it vent for 10, then put on our weight. Because I have a weighted pressure. Put on weight. For my elevation, it's 15 pounds. Once it starts jiggling, set the timer, turn down the heat so it jiggles slower so we don't lose steam, because I've lost too much steam before and ran it dry. That's a big no-no bad. So I've already taken care of checking. I got 3 new rubber gaskets when I got this from her. So I've already checked everything and my safety checks. Now, there is my big, the brand is Miro. So that's my red, the biggest stock pot that I have, my red one. And that is a 22 quart pressure canner. So, fingers crossed. I'm still new. Okay, now if this all goes well, I'm bringing you back to the finished chicken paprikash. It has, it processed for 90 minutes. And then, you know, I let it sit to fully decompress, depressurize, however you want to say it. Then took off the weight, let it sit for a few, then opened and cracked the lid, let it sit for a few, and then pulled out my jars. I'll tell you one thing, it smells amazing to me. Here's the thing, when I ended the video, ping, I saw how much broth was left, because I made a little extra broth. I didn't want to run out. And so I just went ahead and threw that in a quart jar and quickly got it in the canner and got it going. So I have a quart of just the broth. Not wasting. Smelled too good. So let's get down. Ugh, I hate the, there. So you can see it's bubbling away. Yay! Bubbling away. See the broth at the bottom, and there's the chicken, and then the veggies. And you can see I had some seepage. I have yet to have a batch that I pressure canned that did not have seepage. Nothing, except for raw packed meat. I'm still learning, still practicing. Again, I've only been at this for 4 weeks, and I just dove in head first. Read books, started watching YouTube videos, following YouTubers. So when I try to piece this all together through editing, it'll be my second time using editing software. I will upload it and then link the Jenny's Scratch Made Kitchen YouTube channel for the video where she made this. This is her recipe. I tried to cut it in half but made a little extra broth because hers looked like it made 7 quarts. I was shooting for 4. It's not quite half. That makes sense? Smells good. Even though it, you know, had some seepage. As long as they seal, I'm okay with that. All that matters is they seal. If it doesn't seal, that's dinner tomorrow. So now it's going to sit on my counter overnight. It is 8 o'clock at night. And we'll see what it looks like in the morning. Get it all cleaned up and labeled and put away. Enjoy.